Chapter 1.13.1.1 Network Plugins. Summary. Kubernetes supports CNI plugins for networking from version 1.3 onwards. You must choose a compatible CNI plugin for your cluster, following the Kubernetes network model and specific CNI specification versions. Container runtimes need to load CNI plugins and provide a loopback interface. NICE supports features like host port and traffic shaping, configurable using various plugins. Network plugins. Kubernetes uses Container Network Interface, CNI, plugins for networking within clusters. It's important to ensure the CNI plugin is compatible with your specific cluster and meets your needs. CNI plugins play a crucial role in implementing the Kubernetes network model. Several CNI plugins are available, spanning both open source and proprietary options. Kubernetes versions recommend using plugins compatible with CNI specifications version 0.4.0 and higher, ideally version 1.0.0, ensuring flexibility across multiple specification versions. Installation. A container runtime is a software on a server node responsible for providing services that facilitate container management. It configures CNI plugins to support Kubernetes networking. Before Kubernetes version 1.24, the kubelet could manage CNI plugins using command line parameters, but this capability was removed. Users must troubleshoot accordingly if they face issues post-removal. For details on managing CNI plugins, refer to the documentation of your container runtime, e.g., Containerd or CRI-O, or the CNI plugin provider's resources. Network plugin requirements. This code snippet defines a JSON configuration for a CNI plugin named K8s Pod Network. With CNI version 0.4.0.it includes configurations for the Calico plugin for network policy management and the PortMap plugin for port mapping capabilities. This JSON code defines a network plugin called K8s Pod Network, with a CNI version of 0.4.0 and two plugins included, Calico and Bandwidth. The Calico plugin is configured with specific settings like log level, datastore type, IPAM type, and policy type, while the Bandwidth plugin has capabilities related to bandwidth management enabled. This YAML code snippet is defining annotations for a pod, specifically setting the bandwidth limits for both ingress and egress traffic to 1 M. Loopback CNI. Kubernetes nodes need a loopback interface for sandbox environments. This can be implemented using the CNI loopback plugin or custom code. Support host port. CNI networking plugins can support host port using the official PortMap plugin or custom plugins, which requires specifying the port mappings capability in the configuration. Support traffic shaping. An experimental feature of the CNI plugin allowing control over pod ingress and egress traffic using the Bandwidth plugin in the configuration. To enable host port support, add the port mappings capability in your CNI config directory, CNI conference dir. Traffic shaping needs the Bandwidth plugin in the CNI config file and the binary in the CNI bin directory.